These are Chester's friends, Mr. Durkin, Mr. Shapiro.
Yes, we've met. How do you do, gentlemen?
Hello.
Mr. O'Dell.
Is Mrs. Riley?
Oh, she's indisposed at the moment.
I understand. Must have been a terrible shock. May we see him?
This way, gentlemen. If you'll just stand here in the doorway. There he is.
Poor Riley. He was a fine chap.
Gee, he looks so natural. You did a good job, Digger.
Thank you. My card, gentlemen.
It's hard to believe Riley's gone.
Yeah, only yesterday we was playing pinochle, and now... Poor Riley.
At least he went fast.
You have no idea how fast.
Mr. O'Dell, there'll be expenses, and I know Riley wasn't kind to save much, so send the bill to me. And there was some overtime pay that was due him. I brought it here. It amounted to $25.
What's wrong?
I could have sworn I just saw Riley twitch. As I was saying, the overtime came to $50.
And now, gentlemen, perhaps you'd better be shoveling off.
Yes, of course. I extend my condolences to Mrs. Riley, and if there's anything I can do, you'll let me know.
Yes, of course. Good day, gentlemen.
Bye.
All right, Riley, you can get up now.
Yeah, we put it over. We fooled him. We got away with it. He really thought I was dead.
Oh, Riley.
Peg, we got nothing to worry about.
Oh, you told him.
No, I played dead.
You what?
I had to. Oh, boy, what a guy won't go through to hold a job.
You idiot. If you're dead, how can you hold your job?
What a revolting development this is.
The Rileys will be back in just a moment. But right now...
Oh, it's famous, not just here at home, but from Timbuktu to far off Nome.
From the Virgin Isles to the Straits of Dover, it's Pabst Blue Ribbon, the whole world over.
In Panama or any land, the local boys will think you're grand.
If you will join them at the bar and sing these words with your guitar, what'll you have?
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
What'll you have?
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
What'll you have? Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Smoother, smoother, smoother flavor, zest and sparkle, millions favor. Taste that smoother, smoother flavor.
Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Yes, sir, wherever you travel, to the far corners of the world or right here in the good old USA, you'll find folks enjoying that international favorite, Pabst Blue Ribbon. Remember, the quality that has carried Pabst Blue Ribbon around the world is yours for the asking. The next time the waiter asks you, what'll you have, tell him you want the world's #1 favorite, Pabst Blue Ribbon. Finest beer served anywhere.
Peg, that you?
Yes, it's me.
Well, did you see Stevenson?
I saw him.
Well, what did he say?
Oh, man sends his wife to beg for his job back.
Well, what did he say? Was he surprised to hear that I wasn't dead?
Surprised, but not overjoyed.
Yeah, well, is it okay? Do I get my job back?
Yes. Lucky for you, he blamed that nurse at the hospital.
Oh, then I can go back to work tomorrow, huh?
No, the day after tomorrow.
Well, why not tomorrow?
Tomorrow, he wants you to see his psychiatrist.
So, Riley, you've got to see a psychiatrist, huh?
Yeah, well, what's he going to do to me, Harry?
Well, he'll have you lie down on his couch, and when you're nice and comfortable, he'll ask you questions.
Questions?
Sure. He'll probably say, Mr. Riley, what'll you have?
Oh, I ain't nuts, Doc. The only answer to that is Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Finest beer served anywhere.
Smoother, smoother, smoother flavor, zest and sparkle, millions favor. Taste that smoother, smoother flavor.
Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
What'll you have? Pabst Blue Ribbon. Pabst Blue Ribbon invites you to join us again next week to hear The Life of Riley, starring William Bendix as Riley. Tonight, just a few hours from now, Pabst Blue Ribbon brings you direct from San Francisco another exclusive Pabst Blue Ribbon event in sports. The 10-round heavyweight fight between former world heavyweight champion Joe Louis and San Francisco's own Andy Walker. The whole world is waiting for the outcome of tonight's fight as Joe Louis guns for his 4th comeback victory. See your newspaper right now for time and station in your city for the big fight tonight. Harry Von Zell speaking.
Hear Tallulah Bankhead's wonderful Big Show, Sunday on NBC.
That's The Life of Riley, February 23rd, 1951, a show called Tonsillitis, with participating sponsors starring William Bendix along with Paula Winslow and John Brown on a show was heard on NBC. All right, I didn't realize your husband, Dan Wolfe, did radio back in 1954.
Well, he had a surname then. He called himself Dane, not Dan, and he went by Clark. So it's Dane Clark, and now it's Dan Wolfe. Same guy.
Yeah, same guy. He didn't age. He looks about the same now in 2020.
Well, he's living the life of Riley. So.
As he did back in 1954.
That's right.
It's really kind of uncanny, really, when you look at Dan Wolfe, your husband's picture, and Dane Clark. They look like they could be twins.
Well, I think they are the same person. I did a little picture where I put them next to each other. I'm going to post it on our Facebook. You let me know what you think. See if you see the resemblance.
All right. Time for Crime and Peter Chambers. This was a really good detective series, came to radio for one season in 1954. It starred Lisa's husband, Dane Clark, and he was a New York-based detective who worked alongside the police. Bill Zuckert played Clark's best friend, Lieutenant Lewis Parker, and it had top New York supporting players, including Roger DeKoven, Leon Janney, Leslie Woods, and Lawson Zerbe, with Fred Collins announcing. We have a radio broadcast for you now called The Robert Wentworth Case from June 1st, 1954. This stars Dane Clark. Here, uninterrupted, is Crime and Peter Chambers.
Crime and Peter Chambers. Created by Henry Kane, transcribed and starring Dane Clark. Private investigator, duly licensed and duly sworn, Peter Chambers.
You're a private eye. That's your business. Anything else, that's for laughs. You're strolling along Fifth Avenue on a beautiful spring afternoon, and you stop at the window of Fitch's department store for a peek at the styles. And then suddenly, she's there beside you. A tall blonde with curves, an electric blonde with voltage. She looks undecided, seems as though she wants to say something, and, well, maybe spring has gotten into you. So you start the ball rolling with a depthless piece of dialogue. Beautiful day, isn't it?
Yes, lovely.
And the weather, it's perfect for strolling.
Yes.
May we stroll?
Yes, of course. My name is Angela Wentworth.
I'm Peter Chambers.
We're going to call on my uncle, Mr. Chambers. We'll go there directly, if you don't mind.
Uncle, she says. We're going to call on my uncle. Well, it's springtime in Manhattan, and the squirrels are out. But if that's the way she wants it, she's far too beautiful to argue with. So you accompany her to Madison, and in the elegant hotel, you ride up to the Tower apartment, and she nibbles with delicate knuckles on a thickly impressive door.
My uncle isn't well. I don't want to wake him if he's sleeping.
Do you have a key?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do.
Well, then let's use it, huh?
Oh, yes. Yes, I shall.
Inside, you get a back view of an old guy snoozing by an open window. You can't see his hands. They're in his lap. Angela taps you, and you tiptoe behind her into another room. She sits down and crosses her legs, and you've got trouble keeping your eyes away from her knees. But you manage.
Well, do you have it?
I beg your pardon?
Did you bring it?
Bring what?
The earring.
Earring? What?
Where's my handbag?
Handbag. Well, here it is.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Here. Read this. A clipping which I tore from the personal column of the Times. Please read it. Out loud.
All right. Let me see now. If the lady who lost an earring at the art students' ball Friday evening will meet me in front of Fitch's department store Tuesday afternoon between 2 and 2:30, I shall be happy to return.
Now, do you understand?
Yes, I do, and I'm terribly sorry.
Sorry? But why?
Look, Miss Wentworth, I didn't insert that ad.
You didn't, but...
No, I just happened to be there, and, well, you were there, and, well, conversation sprang up.
Oh. It's funny.
Yes.
Really funny. But I do think you ought to go now.
She sort of starts you on your way, but on your way, you get another look at the old man, and suddenly you don't like it. He hasn't moved, and there's a white waxiness behind his ears. And you go near.
What is it, Mr. Chambers?
He's dead. She passes out in a faint, and you let her lie. You go around to the front of the old man, and you take a look. He's got a gun in his hand and 2 bullet holes in his stomach. You're working at your trade now, and you work quickly and carefully. The room's in perfect order, absolutely no sign of a tussle. The old man's still warm, hasn't been dead an hour. Then, toward the middle of the room, you see it. A round red spot that sort of blends in with the russet color of the rug. You touch it. It's blood. Then you go back to the old man, you dig around in his pockets. You come up with a beautiful triangular emerald earring. And just then, Angela Wentworth starts stirring. Easy does it, Miss Wentworth. Come on. Let me help you up. There you are.
Oh, my uncle. Uncle.
He's dead. He appears to have shot himself.
Oh, no.
Now, look. Let's go back to the other room, huh?
All right.
Come on. Now, there, will you sit down?
Thank you.
I'll use the phone. Operator. Police headquarters. Emergency.
I only left him perhaps an hour ago.
Hello? Hello, I want to report a death. That's right, a death. 598 Madison Avenue, a hotel. The Tower apartment. All right, now, Miss Wentworth, there's nothing we can do but wait for the police.
Oh, it's terrible, terrible.
Look, I found this earring in your uncle's pocket.
Oh, thank you. It's the mate of the one I lost.
Well, what was it doing in your uncle's pocket?
That clipping. The person said they would return the lost one if I could identify it. So I brought the mate here to Uncle. Left it with him and intended to bring the finder here with me. Show him the mate to the earring, which would be perfect identification.
Is it valuable?
Each earring is insured for $20,000, but... Oh, look, Mr. Chambers, may I please call somebody?
Well, sure. Who do you want to call?
Oliver Hartford, my brother-in-law. He's married to my sister. He came here with my uncle. They live way up in New Hampshire, all of them.
What about you?
Well, I live here in the city. May I call Oliver?
All right. Where's he staying?
Right here, this hotel. One of the downstairs suites.
Well, let's call him. Would you connect me with Mr. Hartford, please? There you are.
Oh, thank you. Hello, Ollie? Come up to Uncle's suite. Quickly, please.
The guy shows.